great mistake for a man to give up paying compliments. For when they give up saying what is charming, they give up thinking what is charming. Oscar Wilde. Compliments are an underused art form that can brighten anyone's day. In this speech, I will convince you to incorporate compliments into your everyday lives. Why should you do this? We live in a world where people are stuck in routine. They get up, they go to work or school, and they spend their days on autopilot. This can lead to depression and low self-esteem. Our culture has a way of glorifying burns and clever insults, and although they're funny, they do little to lift those who are already fighting demons in their lives. People are searching for the joy in the mundane, and you can help them find it by choosing to give a compliment. Through researching countless articles, I have found some of the academic reasoning for complimenting, as well as some tips to incorporate them into your day. I also practice the art of complimenting in my everyday life, and have had the honor of being around those who use compliments frequently. To start things off, let's take a look at why compliments are needed in today's world. An article by the National Institution for Mental Health states that 17.3 million adults have had at least one major depressive episode in 2017. A major depressive episode is classified as at least 2 weeks of lower self-esteem, mood, concentration, and the inability to fall asleep. An article by Brandon Hayaki titled "Depression as a Disease in Modernity: Explanations for Increasing Prevalence" shows us some of the reasonings for depression. He argues that one of them may actually be due to our social environment. He states this: accumulating evidence indicates that the social environment in modern industrialized countries, especially the United States, has become increasingly competitive, threatening, and socially isolating. What does all this have to do with compliments? Although compliments cannot solve depression, we need to work towards creating a world that people want to stay in. That starts with creating a better social environment, and this is where compliments come in. But what does compliments actually do for someone? For one thing, they can build pride, which is something that depression often takes away from us. An article in the Journal of Social Psychology called "The Role of Praise and Social Comparison Information in the Experience of Pride" had 225 college students take an intelligence test, and then recorded the results after they received either no feedback, mere acknowledgement of completion, general praise, or explicit praise. The students then filled out a questionnaire about how they were feeling. The researchers found that those that received explicit praise and compliments had a higher level of pride, were more motivated, and felt like they had achieved something worthwhile. This also rings true in the professional sense, as proven by an article written by Jian Qian titled "Asia-Pacific Journal of Tourism Research, a study on the effects of compliments on the ex-post response of hotel employees." This article proved that employees were more motivated by public recognition and compliments than they were by monetary bonuses. But why is this so? What were the workers actually receiving from the compliments? The article states this: those who receive compliments gain psychological satisfaction and enhance the complimented behavior and attitude, showing that compliments are by far the most cost-effective way to improve the social environment in the workplace. What about the social environment with your friends, and how does all this complimenting benefit you? But an article by Dr. Saran Bard called "Healthy Compliments" breaks down just what others are receiving from compliments, as well as why it may help you. She states this about compliments: it acknowledges reality worthy of notice, it gives credit to the person responsible, it places the giver a compliment into a beneficiary role. If you create the habit of extending sincere compliments to those who have earned them, you might find that you'll even receive one when you most deserve it. Although all compliments bring joy, truly the best ones are when we can compliment what others tend to look past. An article by Lisa Loyens called "Lesson 298, The Compliment" talks further about this. She says this: the best words, those they've never heard and that you've never uttered, target the subtler traits. Everyone else likes his jacket, his clothes, his golf swing. You admire his wit, flair, savvy, courage, kindness, and intuition. Targeting the subtler trait is important because a lot of people hear just the same compliments on repeat. But if you can get past those compliments and compliment something they haven't heard before, that's when you'll be the most impactful. As you can see, there are so many reasons to compliment, and it's by far one of the easiest ways to improve our social environment. But what exactly does a life look like that's full of compliments? To see a perfect example of this, we turn to a researcher who did exactly that, Tom Terrell. He wrote about his experiences in an article titled "The Perfect Compliment." Imagine yourself in his shoes as I tell his story. He first tried to compliment as many random people as humanly possible, but he soon realized the compliments didn't really mean much to him, nor to those that received him. So he started complimenting a few less people, but making the compliments more specific. He saw the people's faces start to grow with smiles. But soon he stumbled onto what he called the perfect compliment. He realized that people like it better when they target their traits rather than just their looks. So one day he stumbled onto a man and his son having coffee at a coffee shop. He went up to them and told them that someday he hoped to have the relationship with his future son that they had. Both of their faces lit up, and our researcher felt such pride and joy to be the cause of that happiness. You can witness that same happiness and feel that same joy if you choose to target the subtler traits and compliment them in the people that you know. As you can see, the world is full of darkness, but all it takes is a little light to bring some joy. Depression is on the rise, but compliments can help. You've heard the countless reasons to compliment someone, and you've seen a real-life example of someone who compliments people in their daily lives. So now, I challenge you. Pick someone, anyone. It could be your mom, it could be the janitor, and choose to give them a compliment. Choose to give a compliment, one a day, and soon you'll see the difference. Be somebody who makes everybody feel like a somebody. Choose to compliment.